Hello and welcome to a very, very special show on NDTV on one of the most distressing news reports that we have had to cover in recent times, the death of Ruvan Raula, all of 13 years old, a student of class 8 of a school that is so well known, not just in Kolkata but across the country, Martiniere for boys. Now, Ruvan hanged himself to death on the 12th of February, 4 days after he was caned by the principal, Sunirmal Chakravarti, a caning that the principal himself admits. But both the principal and the board of governors of the school deny that the caning had anything to do with the suicide. Ruvan's father doesn't agree and has gone to the police about it. Now that really brings us to the nub of the debate that is raging on the issue across the country. Two major questions. Is corporal punishment acceptable in schools? And also, was Ruvan's death in any way linked to the caning? I have with me a set of eminent panelists, most of them educationists. Ms. Mukta Nain, I'm going to start with you, principal of Birla High School for Boys. Is corporal punishment acceptable to you?
I feel that there are certain other measures which can be taken in a school, and you don't always have to cane and beat a child.
I'm going to interrupt. You said you don't always have to cane and beat a child, which means sometimes you have to. Is that how it is?
What I feel is sometimes the child does something where maybe the teacher cannot resist a slap. And from what I gather, in some schools, children go and speak to the teacher in this manner. Sir, do you know whose son I am? Do you know who you're talking to? You know what I can do to you? Actually, the teachers get very irritated, and maybe a slap or two at times may be given. But at the same time, I feel that I don't believe in corporal punishment.
Okay, I'm going to go to Mr. Derek O'Brien. Mr. O'Brien, I know you are itching to say something. A slap or two, is that acceptable? Is corporal punishment acceptable?
Well, first of all, at the outset, you've got a two-tiered discussion. One is about corporal punishment as a punishment, and the other is about any connection between the unfortunate passing away of Ruvanjit. I think I would like to deal only with the first one. Corporal punishment, and I've said this openly at all forums, is totally unacceptable, and there are no circumstances which justify it, none at all. And it is sad that it was so much a part of our educational system for 100 years plus, and it has taken so long for us to get out of it. This is the 21st century, and if you see what all the laws and the rulings of the judiciary, from the apex court right down to the quasi-judiciary bodies, all these and most of them come out in the new century. And it's time that the whole thing, our whole educational system and our perception of what education is pushed into this new limelight, not in the past.
But the fact of the matter, Mr. O'Brien, despite the laws and despite perhaps the will not to have corporal punishment, it is practiced. In fact, I know a young man in the audience over here who's just passed out of Martiniere and who has honestly told me that he's been caned. Utsav, what do you think?
I have been caned, and no, corporal punishment is not justified. No matter however I reacted to that caning, no matter how I reacted to that corporal punishment, I don't think at any level it is justified.
What about you, Rajdeep? You are another student at Martiniere, just passed out. What do you feel?
I have not been caned personally, but I've been hit, and that is because I was up to mischievous acts and I got caught. And I felt that getting hit at that point of time, I wasn't beaten up ruthlessly. I was just given a pat or a slap which helped to rectify myself and reprimand my mistakes.
Let me go to Sharmila Roy out there. Sharmila teaches at Loreto College, and she also has a son in Lamats. Is it okay with you for your son to get caned if he is very naughty?
Let me rephrase your question a bit. In this country, corporal punishment, as you think it is to be with torture, certainly is not acceptable to any teacher or parent. But a whack or two, I cannot say that I haven't given my son. And in all these years that my son has been in this school, he has been, let's say, high-spirited, and he has been corrected and called by, I have been called several times by teachers.
Tuba.com